Hello everyone, Jen here from Handcraft Hobby for Crafting Dessert Diva Designer Creative Challenge. For this week, we are focusing on one layer wonder theme. As you can see here, I have an easy one layer cut, a set of cards to share with you using masking technique for both paper masking and stenciling masking. And this adorable winter fairy is from Holidays Fairy stamp sets that I use for all the cards here. I want her to appear to be in front, and behind her is a snow hill. So I create the mark from the posted paper and press it down before I do any further stenciling scene. For the background, I use Magic Castle stencil to create the scene, and on the heel, I used my very well-loved heel scene tool to press on top and create the heel. I position the Magic Castle stencil and the heel scene tool stencil to create the heel and the castle background. For the cloud, I also use the clouds from the heel scene tool as well. Then I cut my frame using the torn paper die for my decorative edges. So let's get started how I mass produce these one layer wonder cards. Since we are mass produce the same card design, so I cut my panel using torn paper die and stamp the winter fairy on each panel. I secure the panel with some washi tape and position the Magic Castle stencil and the heel scene tool stencil on top of the panel. Distress Oxide inks is my preferred choice for inking the background. I use the swiping motion rather than circular motion for inking this stencil because of certain part of the stencil is delicate, so if you use the circular motion, it might shift the stencil and the ink can seep underneath it. Once I done the castle area with this panel, I move on to another panel. So when you do the mass production, you do every one step for each panel. So you will go step by step. It will take much less time if you do in step by step rather than you do one whole cut in one. And for the castle area that I use in different colors, every time you change the color, you need to clean the stencil so the previous color will not be contaminated to the new color. After we get all the castle area ink, we move on to the next step. To create the hue shadow, I put back the stencil, I flip to the left and turn it over on the top and find the position that match my ink area. And with the light touch of the ink, just a hint that there is snow on top of the hills, you slowly, gently ink up that area with the light touch. And with the light touch, you can create many hills as you like along the areas, and that will be done and move on to the next panel. So the next step will be creating the crown. So I put back the heel scene tool and use the crown area to create the puffy crown on the sky. Okay, off camera, I create 3 more cards using the same technique of a mass production, and I attach the panel onto the card base and color the winter fairy with Copic marker and do some decoration with stickers. All I have left to do is to stamp the sentiment onto the cards. And here is the screenshot for all the Distress Oxide ink and the Copic marker that I use in these cards. Thanks for stopping by.